So the movie starts from a dense forest where an old woman named William was shouting as if she's searching for someone, and then suddenly her eyes stopped at a place she herself got scared because of the scene that was seen there. A wolf in the body of a human was eating a human being, and today was a full moon night. Then the scene cuts to the present time and we see a little girl named Willow who lives with her family in a house built the forest away from city. He lives a house where all his family members were wealthy. He could never know what went on in his house, so today to find out everything, he follows his mom and dad who had set out towards the forest after putting an animal in car. Before she could see anything, suddenly her grandfather comes and takes away from there saying that it is about to be night and there's going to be danger in the forest. Next morning when her mom came home, she was not even able to walk properly, and her dad's condition was so bad that her mom and grandpa support him and take to the room, and grandpa says to Billow's mom, i.e. Imogen, "Look, this won't last much longer." Their words made Willow think more. She wondered what was going on in their house. That same night, she also heard screaming sounds from her dad's room as if she was in pain. When Bilo went to check on her, she suddenly appeared in a terrible form and her dad attacked her. Attacked and then his eyes opened, meaning it was bad dream. When morning came, he saw that Mojan was washing his dad's coat which almost completely drenched in blood. Now he could not control himself so much that he gathered courage and went. I asked my mom, "Mom, what's going on here?" Imogen got confused and said, "Nothing, everything is fine, normal." I had to find out the truth. She secretly listens to her mom and dad's conversations at night, where dad says, "Imogen, my condition is worse now and I know you are in trouble because of me." Before he says anything, else Elizabeth tells him to rest, and saying this, she leaves the room. Billows is still in the room with a hole in it. She was watching from where suddenly her dad sees and she runs away to her room in fear after seeing his red scary eyes. Now due to fear she was not able even breathe, that is why she had to wear an oxygen mask. Now in the morning, before Willow's dad wakes up, Imogen prepares to take her the city. It was first time that Willow was going to the city, so she very excited. Her grandfather, who loved her more than life itself, gives her money to buy chocolates. And their lovely journey begins. Her mom gets down halfway and changes her clothes, and secretly Bilo notices that her mom had many bruises on body. Well, here her mom strictly forbade her. That you don't go home and tell anyone about changing my clothes, and listen. Today I will teach you to drive a car. Billow's excitement had doubled. These people go to the city and do their work. Imogen does a little shopping for Bilo, and these people they come home where as soon they face to face with Lo's dad. Both of them get upset, and when he sees that Motsi has also taken Willow shopping, he seems to have gone mad and snatches her dress from his own daughter. And he started smelling her in a strange way, then forcefully putting his hands around both of their necks, he took them inside the house and whispered in their ears, "Look, I love both of you very much, don't ever leave me." This seems more like a threat than request. Well, now several days pass, but it is shown that today is the night of all life. Before night falls, Imogen packs an animal inside her car and leaves for the forest with Willow's dad. Where did he go? Willow also wanted to know what they were doing tonight. Willow also decides to follow them. She sees Imogen taking her dad inside a tunnel where they tied her dad up with chains. After this, Imogen, who she had brought the animal with her, and leaves it inside that cave, and then after closing a big iron door outside the cave, she moves towards her car. As soon as the pillow comes out of Mom's hand, she quickly goes into that door. She goes inside the cave through gap created to see what will happen to her dad. What she finds out is that Imogen had also seen her going inside. She keeps shouting, "Willow, don't go inside, there is danger inside." But Willow did not listen. Now Mazen chases her daughter and reaches inside the cave, where she finds that Willow has seen something terrible, on seeing which she faints. Imogen quickly takes her home. She comes and puts his oxygen mask on him. Here we get to see what Willow saw that made her faint. In fact, she saw her dad turning into a wolf. She saw him an animal. But her dad's body was growing strangely, his nails were growing, his skin was bursting, big teeth had grown in his mouth, and suddenly he turned into a wolf. Seeing this, she gets scared and even regains consciousness. She finds out the truth about what happened to her dad. The next morning we are shown the entire family sitting at dining table. Lou's dad is in such a state as if he has gone mad, and Lou is very nervous after the two-girl walk. But Emoji was sitting as if nothing had happened. Vino gets up nervously and goes to her grandpa's house. As soon as she leaves, Her mom comes to fight with her grandpa, asking to throw him out, considering Willow to be her grandpa. Hey, she is scared. Let her stay with me for a few days. But when these people do not listen to grandpa and start fighting with them, then Will cannot bear it, and she quietly leaves her grandpa's room and moves towards her house. Even after coming back, his mental condition was very bad. He tore the new clothes that his mother had given him. It was already night, and Billow's grandfather secretly came to his house and whispered in his ear, "Come on, you are in danger here." Both of them, Lou obeys them and follows them, but after hearing the news of this thing, Willow's dad, who chases them in his car and brings Willow home fighting, now even Imogen is worried. She was told that her dad had kidnapped her daughter. In anger, she told her dad that now you will never come to my house. She closed the door of her room saying this, but now she became even more sad because as she had a grandbrother who understood her well. Now to cure her mood, Dad takes her to the same cave where Willow had seen him turn into a wolf. When she came into this cave, got scared, felt that his dad will harm him, but it was not so. His dad just came to tell him the big truth of his life. He tells a story about his grandpa who was a very good person, but on every big moon night he does not know what will happen to him. He used to leave everything behind and go into the forest. Actually, he was a werewolf. On every big moon night, he used to turn into a wolf so that by becoming a wolf, he would not cause any harm to his wife or family. He used to go the forest, and even his wife, i.e. my grandma, did not know this. One day my grandma decided that today I will go and see where he goes. Grandma followed him and came to the forest. Grandmother also saw his terrible rope, and then she became unconscious. At the end of the moonlit night, when Grandpa regained consciousness in the morning, he saw that in his wolf form, he had killed own wife, and this thing he was very sad because of this. This was the same scene which we saw in the beginning of movie, that an old lady William had come screaming towards the forest. Actually she was the grandmother of that girl. The scenes again shift to the present, and Velo's dad tells him that I am also a werewolf like my grandpa. Saying this he becomes very emotional. Lo is unable to see him sad and goes and hugs him. They return home laughing happily, where Imogen, i.e. Willow's mom, was also very happy to see him happy. Imogen also joins them in their fun. All three of them lie down on the bed where Imogen tells her husband that when you are like this, I like you very much, and then the scene cuts from here and we see that the next day too, Belo's dad had brought her to the forest cut wood, but as soon she came here, Belo's dad scolded her over some issue, due to which she got scared. Willow's dad noticed that she was sitting, and to freshen her mood, he told that she is the princess of this forest, which made her mood much better. Then Willow's dad made her sit on the trunk of car and started feeding her sandwiches. He had also brought something else with him, and when he went to the car park get it, unfortunately he found the same dress of Imogen's which she used to wear when going the city. Seeing this, he went crazy with anger. He changed the dress and came billowed it. When Bilo did not tell him anything, he angrily threw her sandwich from hand and took home. As soon as came home, he found Mojen, put her in the car and took her towards the forest. Today is a full moon night. Milo did not understand what was going to happen next morning when he returned home. His mom's condition was very bad. Well, the days pass like this in tension, and then one day Milo comes in bad mood, wants to celebrate. Imogen bakes a cake for Willow, and the atmosphere in house becomes a little better. Also, Willow was bad today, so how does Willow's grandpa take a bath? She also becomes very happy after seeing her grandpa with a small puppy gift. After which the scene is cut, and then we are shown the scene of a long time later. Today again it is a full moon night, like every time Imogen and her husband have gone to the forest, and now something strange happens with Philo in night. What is happening is that he has got a nail gala from inside of which blood is also coming out. His nail is uprooted. Suddenly big nails started growing on him. His body was also changing, and his teeth also became like those of a wolf. Before she could fully transform into a wolf, she regained consciousness and realized that it was all a bad dream. When she woke up, she was very frightened because of fear. Now she could not even breathe properly. Somehow she was about to fall. She picks up her oxygen mask and puts it on her mouth. After her condition gets better, when she goes to the kitchen drink water, she hears someone's voice from outside the door. Before she can open the gate, Grandpa comes from behind her and greets her. Let's stop doing this. Now it has come to know that in reality this Mojen had come back home leaving her husband alone in the forest on this moonlit night. That is why he came back home very angry and did not want to do anything with her. They could have tried to protect Willow, but they leave her in room, and then Imogen takes a gun from her dad. With the gun she would definitely kill her husband. As soon as Willow is released, panics again. Both of them had heard the sound her falling, and Grandpa Imogen both come here. They wanted to give her oxygen quickly, but unfortunately the oxygen in the tank had run out, and now Imogen has to go down get it. She had the basement, not caring about the danger outside. She moved towards the basement. While she was moving back towards the upstairs room with cylinder, gun accidentally fell from her pocket. Imogen's husband was still outside. Imogen was knocking the door loudly. Frustrated with anger, Imogen shouts loudly and says, "Just do it, go up from here." Even breathing was stopping. Grandpa calls out to Mogan, and he leaves. Everything gives oxygen now. They come upstairs with the sled and apply oxygen to Willow, and then they feel that now someone has entered their house downstairs, that someone must be Willow's dad. Imogen wanted to read downstairs with the gun, but then she was released. That friend lost the gun. Then Grandpa decides to go down alone, while he takes the Willow and hides inside a cupboard. As soon as Grandpa came down, the boy was very angry, and he hit Grandpa with both his hands. Picked it up and tossed it, and Grandpa went and hit it on the horn hangings one of walls. The sin got stuck completely inside Grandpa's body. After doing this, he now went upstairs in anger to find Imogen, who was hiding in the crook of Willow. She also regained consciousness at the same time. Before she could scream with fear, Imogen placed her hand on mouth. She was very scared that her husband might see her, but not finding anyone there, he left the room. He went, and taking advantage of opportunity, she also left the room. Now he quickly puts Imogen Billow in the car and tells her that if I don't come for 2 minutes, then you take this car and run away from here until the sun rises. Keep driving this car till I bring your grandpa or Mogan comes home quickly and takes her dad down from those horns. He was in a lot of pain with difficulty. She brought him to the basement. Before that as soon they left from here, they felt the sound of someone upstairs, which means that Imogen's husband had not gone yet. He was searching for them somewhere here, right above the basement. These people were not making any noise at all, but by mistake Imogen's hand came here. Came inside a trap, and she screamed loudly. Due to her scream, husband came to know about their location, and he again broke the floor and started coming to basement. Before he could break the floor and reach the basement, these people quickly they tried to get out of this basement, but there was a prison-like gate in front of the basement which was not opening from them. Willow, who was waiting for them outside, shows intelligence and uses the hook attached to car open that gate. After trapping her inside, she suddenly starts the car, due to which the gate opens. Imogen quickly picks up her dad and makes him sit in the car. All three were about to run away from here, but the car was not even starting. Then Imogen's dad, Grandpa, gets down and says to Imogen, "You take Lou and go safely from here. I will take care of everyone here. There is no time." Both of them got out of the car and started running towards woods. Then suddenly someone picked up Willow from behind. It was none other than her daddy, who was waiting for her hidden in the forest. He took her inside his cave, and Imogen got scared that she didn't know what would happen to her daughter. Imogen comes screaming after her, and now for the first time we see Willow's dad in the form of a wolf. He had Willow in his lap, who had become unconscious and panicked. Here Imogen shows intelligence, and instead of fighting, she uses the weapon love to save her daughter. She holds his face and says, "Listen, we are your family and we love you very much." On hearing this, he also started remembering something. He started remembering all the good moments spent with his family. He also became a little relaxed, that's why. She also left Willow. Willow was now away from them. She was waiting for her mom to come back after fixing all this. Her husband, the wolf, who was earlier remembering good things, suddenly remembered that thing. When all three of them were lying on the bed, and Imogen had told him that I like you very much this. On hearing this, Imogen's husband became very angry. He caught hold of Imogen and started hitting her. He asked if this would happen. What does ho mean? In the previous scene, when we saw that everything was going well, even then something was not good, he still remembers the same thing, and he was about to take out Imogen's anger because of this thing, but here Billow's feet came. A lamp fell down and a fire broke out there. At this time, Billow had oxygen on her mouth. Seeing this fire, Billow gets an idea to save her mom. She takes off her oxygen mask and breathes oxygen into her mouth through the cylinder. She instigates the fire and directs it towards Wolf, that is her dad, due to which her dad gets burnt death, and these people finally come out of this trouble. With the death of this wolf, their life was going to become easier in the ending scene of movie. It is shown that Willow was reading a book about werewolves and that Mom was packing. Before leaving the house, Willow has many flashbacks of all the times when she sees her house. Tortured Willow and Imogen, and at the last moment when Willow's brothers were about to kill Willow and her mom and to save her mom, Lou burned her to death. At this time in the flashback it is seen that her dad there was no wolf who doing all this. He was just a psycho man who just enjoyed torturing his family. That is why in Lou's imagination throughout the movie we kept seeing him as a wolf. The story ends here by showing that the wolf thought that he was actually a mad person, and now these people had got rid of him and were about to start their new life.